Show of hands, please. Anyone here think the unfair preference laws are a little bit unfair? Okay. Show of hands, anyone like an additional defence to unfair preference claims? That's one of the good things we do have under PPS. We've got these, we get indirectly a new defence. Essentially, for a liquidator to come after me and ask me to write them a cheque for money that I was rightfully owed, I need to have been an unsecured creditor at the time I received the payment. The liquidator needs to show that I was an unsecured creditor at the time I received the payment. If I'm an ROT creditor and I've registered my interest, I'm a secured creditor. So long as there's value in my security, so long as at the time I got payment, there were goods that I could have enforced my rights against, or there were proceeds I could have enforced my rights against, I'm not an unsecured creditor anymore. I'm a secured creditor. Can't chase me for a preference. So we've got a potential defence there. The other thing we need to think about is, well, how's this going to apply to me in practice? What tools is this going to give me in practice? And it's the liquidator who has to prove that I was an unsecured creditor. What's our job when we get a demand from a liquidator? No, we don't file it in the bottom drawer and hope it goes away. What we do is we want to make the liquidator's job as hard as possible, as quick as possible, and then see if we can make them go away, or see if we can cut a good deal early if we're at risk. This gives us a good opportunity to do that. And so in addition to the usual hoops that we're making the liquidators run through, and Rhett from my team did this last week, letter went straight back out to the liquidator and said, out of these 10 claims that out of these 10 payments you say were a preference over the last 18 months, for each of them, just give us a breakdown of all of the stock that was on hand as at the date the payment was made. Give us a breakdown of all of the money that was owing on the debtor's ledger to the company as at the date of those payments. And give us a breakdown of how much of those payments related to goods that were supplied by our client. Because unless you can do that, you can't prove we're an unsecured creditor and you can go and get lost. So there's additional hoops we can make them go through. So there are some benefits that we can rely on as trade creditors here.